This is Jamal Jeffries. You may or may not know him as one of the best players in all of the NBA. This man is a high-flying, mid-range shooting defensive menace. And on top of that, you can just tell that he loves his fans.
A stamp?
You're welcome, kids. Stay in school. Be like Jamal.
So today, I am putting Jamal Jeffries into 2K26. Let's see if he can find a way to win a championship as we follow him on his or her career. Now, like I said before, man, Jamal Jeffries is one of the best guards in all of the NBA. Coming out of North Carolina, the fans absolutely love him, and after getting drafted by the Brooklyn Nets just a few years ago, people are expecting that this might be the year that he wins a championship. But that all continues right here as they head into their next game of the season. Now, Jamal Jeffries over the past couple years has definitely evolved as a player. He started taking three-point shots and he was making them at a high percentage clip. And on top of that, his defensive prowess was looking like it was on a different level. The only thing is, though, is that Jamal started to get a little bit cocky too. And a lot of times he was not only annoying the other team, but he was annoying his own coach. It got so bad that even when Jamal would make a good play, his coach would have to call a timeout to tell him to chill out. But this time, it went a little bit different than usual, because Jamal just started talking crazy to the head coach. The coach told him to sit his ass down or head back to the locker room, so he took his jersey off and threw it right at him, man. Now this is crazy. Jamal Jeffries is acting a complete fool right now, bro. He think he can do whatever he wants. Now luckily, the Brooklyn Nets would still go on to win this game. But unluckily, Jamal Jeffries was about to encounter a big problem, because it turns out that the league was tired of his antics, so they decided to suspend him indefinitely. And I don't know where this man is not only off the team, but he also has no other way of making money. And it turns out that he's broke.
Broke? What the hell do you mean I'm broke? Chapter 11? What happened to the first 10 chapters?
Jamal Jeffries is at the lowest point of his life, and he really has no idea what he's going to do considering that he can't play basketball. But then one day when he was sitting at home, he saw a commercial of Angel Reese in the Chicago sky of the WNBA. And just out of nowhere, Jamal got a crazy idea that he felt like it just might work. But he decided that he was going to dress up as a woman and try out for the Chicago sky. The only thing is, though, is that he had to decide on a name.
Let's get some pizza. Juwana?
Juwana.
Juwana.
Yes, Juwana, man.
Juwana Mann, Coach Rivers, it's great to meet you.
Jamal Jeffries is now officially Juwana Mann. And the head coach of the Chicago Sky is looking forward to seeing what she can do at this practice. And oh, nah. She damn near blocked her from the other side of the court. Then Juwana pulled up to the wing when they were coming down the court on offense and splashed this three in this girl's face. Juwana Mann looked like she was gonna be a problem. In this first practice, she was already looking like she could become the best player of all time. The coaches had never seen a woman move like this, and she was even impressing some of her new teammates like Angel Reese, who at this point doesn't really like Juwana Mann because she don't pass the ball. But now that Juwana is officially on the team, she is ready to head into his first game of his career. He is hoping that she can play well and potentially get a max contract. But that all starts right now as they're set to face off against the Dallas Wings. Now they actually had Juwana out here starting for her first game of her career, and I can see exactly why. She puts the first points on the board for Chicago, and I'll tell y'all right now, that was definitely only the beginning. Because Juwana Mann would go on to splash a three, and it looked like she was about to take over. Standing at 6'7", around 215 pounds, there was nobody who could stop her. Because Juwana was pulling fadeaway middies and she was splashing those too. By the second quarter, Juwana already had 11 points and she did not really need Angel Reese's help to put up more. Because now by the fourth quarter, Juwana had 42 points. And she was out here backing down this girl from damn near outside the arc. And there was just no way to stop Juwana as she put up another basket. And I think it's safe to say that because of her, Chicago would go on to dominate this game 102-65. And Juwana Mann would absolutely light it up in their first game, going for 48 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. On top of that, she shot 20 of 24 from the field. She was 5 points off from tying the record for the most points in WNBA history. And it was pretty clear that she was a different type of player, which meant that Jamal Jeffries was about to have to start to live a different life. He started to go out all the time as Juwana Mann. And anytime somebody would find out that she was Jamal Jeffries, he just had to hope that they didn't tell nobody. For now, though, the coast was definitely clear. And Jamal was just hoping that he can keep playing well as Juwana as he heads into her next game of the season against the Seattle Storm. Now, Juwana would start this game off by pulling up with a long mid-range jumper and cashed it to get his team on the board. She began to set the tone for her team, and by the end of the first quarter, she was bullying her opponents and had all 11 of her team's points. By the third quarter, Juwana was literally dribbling right by the Storm to put their team up by 15. And even after securing her first double-double of the season, she was not done quite yet, because she was still out here frying up her defender to put her at 27 points on the day. She was a dominant specimen, and even though she wanted to dunk, she knew that she couldn't, or else people would start getting suspicious. But regardless, she still came out here and dominated this game. She helped Chicago win this one 84-68, and she had another great performance, going for 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists. But despite that, Juwana knew that she could be putting up some more numbers. So heading into her next game, she was going to try to. She was looking to get a 30-point triple-double and hopefully help her team win, as the Sky were heading into their next matchup against the Phoenix Mercury. Now, Juwana Mann came out here early on and was frying up these defenders. And when she would get back out there on defense, she was the one frying them. The league had never seen somebody play this way. I mean, there weren't many women who were pulling off the moves that Juwana Mann was doing. But this actually turned out to be a game where the Sky was losing in the fourth quarter. Led by Juwana, though, they looked like they had a chance to get back in this game. She was helping this team cut their deficit down to 6 with less than 2 minutes left to play, and now with less than a minute left, they are only down by 4 points, but Juwana makes it 1, splashing a 3 that puts this team in position to win, and after getting a stop, Juwana goes down court for a chance to take the lead, but misses the shot. And on top of that, she would actually get her 6th foul of the day, bringing her out the game, and unfortunately, the Chicago Sky would go on to lose to the Mercury, dropping this one by only 2 points, but Juwana still had a great game, going for 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists, damn near getting a triple-double, and she was now getting a ton of attention from the media. It was already looking like she was one of the best players in the entire league. And on top of that, she would end up being selected as an all-star captain for All-Star Weekend. Now, it was kind of crazy because she would end up taking Paige Bucher and Caitlin Clark over her own teammate Angel Reese. But even still, this duo was one of the best in the league, and they were looking forward to proving it throughout the rest of the season, especially now that they're about to face off against one of the best teams in the WNBA, with the Chicago Sky set to face off against the New York Liberty. Now, Juwana came out here early on in this one and was splashing a 3 from deep, making a nice play that would set the tone for her team, and that was really only the beginning. Because all throughout this first quarter, she just continued to make threes to keep her team in this game. She did a great job helping the Sky maintain their lead here in the third quarter, but they would expand it in the fourth. They were up by 3 here in the fourth quarter before Juwana took a shot that looked like Kobe, and she was making it to keep her team in control of this game. But despite the fact that Juwana was having a very solid game so far, this one would head into overtime, where at this point Juwana realized that she had to take over. So that's why she decided to come out here and say, "Excuse me," and take a 3 before splashing it to extend her team's lead. They were up by 8 with less than 2 minutes left and a chance to put this game away, and it looks like that might happen after Juwana smacks this ball to the bench. This man or woman was going crazy, and she was the main reason why the Sky would go on to win this game. Closing this one out 92-84 in a performance where Juwana Mann went for 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. And at this point, she had really began to outshine Angel Reese, not only on the court, but amongst the fans as well, as Juwana Mann had dominated in the All-Star voting, beating out even Caitlin Clark by getting more than 3 times the votes. And soon, it was now time for them to play on the same team as they head into the All-Star game. Juwana Mann was ready to lock in and really show that she was the best player in the WNBA. Now, all throughout this one, Juwana was frying up the opposing team as she had 16 points in the third quarter. At one point, she even had a chance to go for a dunk, but yeah, she knew she had to chill out. Either way, despite Juwana actually playing well in this one, they would end up losing this game, falling to the Alyssa Thomas-led team, but still, Juwana had a great game. And it was actually at this point where the Chicago Sky decided to come to Juwana with a max contract. Oh yeah, Jamal Jeff was about to get paid, and he could not wait to sign that new contract until it said $200,000. Man, what the hell? One of Jamal's teammates had signed a contract for $200 million. Oh nah, Jamal now had to think about what he really wanted to do. He felt like he might have to stop all of this right now, but he knew that Juwana could not give up on her team. There were a lot of people who felt like they had a chance to make it to the WNBA Finals. But first, they were going to have to close out their regular season as they were heading into the final game of the year against the Las Vegas Aces. Now, in a game where Juwana was playing against the former multiple-time WNBA MVP, she knew that she was going to have to continue to play well and prove that there might be a new MVP coming to town. She was destroying this Aces defense in the first quarter, not only behind the arc, but it seemed like there was nobody who could stop her from getting to the rim as well. Juwana Mann was having an incredible first quarter in this one as she not only had 16 points, but also had one incredible block. this lady sent that shit to the other side of the court, setting the tone for her team as by the fourth quarter they were still in the lead, and thanks to Juwana Mann having 44 points and now 46, they were building upon it as this game had gone down the stretch, and after Juwana had done a great job helping Angel Reese make her layups, it seems like she had finally done enough to help this team win this game. The Chicago Sky closed the regular season now 100-87, coming up with a win in a performance where Juwana went for 50 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. But the crazy thing is this 50-point game was definitely not her first one throughout the season, because she would actually go on to average 50 points by the end of the year. 51 points, 16 rebounds, and damn near 10 assists. On top of that, she led the league in blocks as well, beating out even A'ja Wilson. Jamal Jeffries as Juwana Mann was an absolute dominant player, and rightfully so. She would go on to earn herself the WNBA MVP, establishing herself as not only one of the best players in the league, but already one of the best players in WNBA history. She had come out of nowhere to just dominate the league, and she not only won the MVP, but she also got herself the Defensive Player of the Year, gaining another accolade that helped secure her spot on the All-WNBA first team. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point Jamal Jeffries figured that he might as well just finish out the season. He had helped lead this team into the WNBA playoffs. And on top of that, man, he was already getting used to living life as a real woman. So Juwana decided that she might as well help to try and lead this team to the finals. But that would all start right here as they were heading into their first game of the playoffs, with the Chicago Sky now set to face off against the Minnesota Lynx. Now this one was turning out to be a very close game all throughout the first half. And despite the fact that Minnesota's offense was playing well, their defense was not able to stop Juwana Mann. She had 20 points by the end of the first half to go along with a big block that gets sent to the bench. She began to dominate this game on both sides of the floor, and that became very evident by the fourth quarter, where Juwana now had 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and after a step-back 3, she had 40 points. She was playing incredible in this game, but unfortunately so was the Lynx, as they end up tying this game up at 84, but the Sky would take the lead back with around 10 seconds left. And all the Sky had to do was just come up with the stop, and Angel Reese was there to get it. She makes a play that allows her teammate to get fouled and head to the free throw line, giving her team a chance to not only extend their lead, but to put this game away. The Chicago Sky would go on to take game 1 of this playoff series, and they wouldn't have been able to get it done without a dominant performance from Juwana Mann. She went on to have 42 points with 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks, putting up another masterclass performance as she helped her team take the 1-0 lead. This team would end up winning another playoff game a couple days later to send them to the conference finals. And at this point, there were definitely some fans that were speculating that Juwana Mann plays a lot like Jamal Jeffries. Either way though, this Chicago Sky team was in a battle in the second round of the playoffs. They were going back and forth with the New York Liberty until it was eventually tied at 2-2, with Game 5 now being the deciding factor of who would make it to the WNBA Finals. Now the New York Liberty was honestly out here dominating the Chicago Sky. Juwana wasn't really out here playing her best because she wanted her team to prove that they can do it without her. But when the Sky found themselves down by 15 in the second quarter, Juwana knew that she might have to take over. She started grabbing rebounds and was taking threes, helping her team only be down by 10 as they were heading towards the end of the first half. And even though Juwana wasn't putting up a ton of points yet, she was still playing some of the best defense that this league has ever seen. And soon she was helping her team cut the deficit down to less than 10 points as they head into the second half. Bringing us to the fourth quarter, we're down by 9. Juwana grabs her 10th board and also took it the other way before stepping back from 3 and making it to put the team down by 6. Juwana Mann was now helping to lead a fourth quarter comeback in Game 5. She had grabbed another rebound before taking this ball coast to coast and putting up a layup to put their team down by 1 possession. Juwana Mann was really beginning to take over completely, coming up with big stops on one end, and on the other end she was unstoppable, backing down her opponent to put up a bucket and tie this game up. There are 2 minutes left in this ball game, and it seems like the Chicago Sky have all the momentum, because with the help of Juwana Mann, this team was able to take the lead for the first time in the game. This team was now going crazy as Juwana ends up with 35 points. She was making some big plays for her team and began to get real excited. They got to 15 seconds left where they had a chance to put this game away, so Angel Reese off the inbound would find Juwana Mann down court and it looked like she was about to take it the distance before dunking this ball in the rim. Juwana Mann just shattered this backboard and made a huge play for the Sky. She likely just helped this team move on to the WNBA Finals, and rightfully so, everybody in the arena is going crazy. This is one of the greatest moments in Sky history, but unfortunately it would not last long, as it turns out that Juwana's wig would fall off, and oh, nah, bro, everybody can clearly see that this is Jamal Jeffries. Jamal Jeffries was exposed in front of the entire arena and really the entire world. And it looks like his career as Juwana Mann is officially over. The Chicago Sky would still go on to win this game 90-86, and it would end up being another dominant performance from Juwana Mann in her last game of her career, as she went for 41 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks, just dominating this game as she helped lead her team to the WNBA Finals. But now, Juwana Mann was officially gone from the league, and unfortunately, Jamal Jeffries was all over the news as people found out that Juwana Mann, well, she was a man. And although some of her Sky teammates hated this, some of her other teammates didn't see the problem at all.
In my country, penis okay. My mother have penis.
At this point though, this Chicago Sky team is now back to being led by Angel Reese, who with the help of Juwana Mann now knows how to make her layups consistently, and she's still out here getting her rebounds. Soon though, they would have to get ready to play against Caitlin Clark in the WNBA Finals, and Jamal felt like it was the perfect time to introduce the real him to his old team. He came to the locker room to apologize to him and let them know that he's sorry. But on top of that, he makes sure to let them know that he truly believes that they can win without him. And it turns out that that was exactly what these ladies wanted to hear. Because going into the WNBA Finals, man, the Chicago Sky would find themselves with a 2-0 lead. They were out here dominating this series before the Fever would take one, but the Sky soon had a 3-1 lead. They were getting the job done thanks to Angel Reese absolutely locking in, putting up a big performance in a game that allowed her team to be in position to put this series away. All they had to do now was just take care of business in Game 5, and it looks like they were. The Chicago Sky would officially become the WNBA champions, getting the job done even without Juwana Mann, mostly thanks to Angel Reese, who won Finals MVP. And honestly, it was because of this that this team had officially forgiven Jamal Jeffries, and when it came time for him to go to his meeting to get reinstated into the NBA, the entire team showed up to show support, and it turned out that Angel Reese and Jamal Jeffries started to get a little freaky. Either way, the NBA decided to finally bring back Jamal Jeffries, and he was happy to finally be back with the Nets. Jamal Jeffries became the first player in history to not only play in the NBA, but the WNBA too. And in the same season, it looks like he has now just led both of his teams to the finals. He has just got Brooklyn to their 3rd ever in their history, and after a season where he played the entire year with the Chicago Sky, he would come right back and dominate the league. Jamal Jeffries was going crazy in the finals, not only giving them a 3-0 lead, but it looks like they might actually get a sweep, because Jamal Jeffries was frying up this defense, and just like in the WNBA, it looked like he was unstoppable. This man went on to help this team win their first ever championship, earning himself the Larry O'Brien Trophy along with getting the Finals MVP. He was now considered to be one of the best players in NBA history and WNBA history, technically earning himself 2 rings in 1 year and officially establishing himself as a legend in the basketball world. But this was Jamal Jeffries in 2K26. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to get this one to 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel down below. Also be sure to comment down below what else you guys want to see next, and YouTube thinks you'll like one of these other stories until the next one comes out. If you got to this point in the video, just know that I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and other than that, I'm gonna catch you guys next time.